Welcome back. We've spent the last couple of minutes speaking with Ikemba, Senator Athan Achonu, and is still with us. Thanks for staying with us.
Thank you.
So you were elected senator representing Imo North,
yes.
Federal constituency, yes. And shortly later, the Imo State Election Petition Tribunal nullified that election. Mm-hmm. In the short time that you were in the Senate, tell me about some of the feats that you were able to do in the Senate at the time.
Okay. First of all, I have 4 bills in the Senate. When I was campaigning in the U.S., my second home is in America, in Houston. I have a holiday home in America. I'm not an American citizen. I have a home there. So when I campaigned among the people from Okigwe, tried to tell them what I was going to do back in Nigeria. Because I believe that those who live abroad, they live in societies that are functional, that work.
Yeah.
So they know how these things can work. So I told them that I don't understand why it is every time they come home to, they say they want to help and salvage the place. Then they'll become worse than those of us who live here. So I said, okay, that the best thing to do is to give the diaspora the vote. So that while they're living in America, they can vote, because by then they're not being contaminated. Yeah. Do you understand?
Yes.
So they know the quality of persons, and you can't buy their vote with money at that point.
Yeah. Because
they've not been contaminated. Yeah. So that was my first bill, the diaspora vote. Then there was a proposal I gave to the former president, Jonathan, then. I said that what we really need are modular refineries, okay? Then these modular refineries, like 20,000 barrel capacity, you put one like in Taraba. In fact, we have land in Taraba where we're supposed to site one. You put one in Benue. We had almost completed with the Benue state governor. And the idea was the federal government had put in so much money dredging River Niger and then going up to Benue. And they're not putting it into any economic use. So I said the best thing is, since pipeline breakage by vandals is, and the cost of building pipeline to connect to all these locations, you can't imagine it. So why don't we use barges to move crude so that we site these refineries along the waterways? Okay. You understand me? Okay. So that we use barges to move crude. You understand? And police the waterways. The waters, yeah. Effectively. Yeah. Now, I said to do that, anybody who shows financial capability, guaranteed, not only financial, and managerial capability, that's technical capability, to run a refinery successfully, guaranteed by a grade A bank, government should, for God's sake, give him a marginal oil field, give him source of crude.
Yeah, okay.
Do you understand me?
Yes.
So he will produce his own crude.
Yeah.
And then government, instead of paying subsidy, should give them off-take guarantee. Okay. That they will buy the petroleum products they will produce for the next 10 to 20 years. Paper is paper.
Okay. So it's not just that you're producing and you don't have someone who is buying.
Exactly. Instead of importing.
Importing, yeah.
Do you know the cost of insurance alone and transport of crude and refined product back can help, if you calculate it for something, can help build these modular refineries. Do you understand? So I made that suggestion. So that was another bill.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Then I also, if you know the stealing going on in the solid mineral sector, you will not believe it. Foreigners come here, mine all our solid minerals, take it away, no records, no income for the country. So I commissioned some consultants to go and give me a study on the extent of stealing in the solid mineral sector. So I came up with this bill that you cannot export any solid mineral without processing it to a certain level. That's the third bill. You understand? Without processing it to a certain level. So that by doing that, we are creating employment.
Employment, yes, because people here would have to work on it before it gets out.
By doing that, we are creating employment. We are creating wealth as well. And then we are also acquiring technology.
Now the Imo North rerun election was, slated for 20th of February.
That's correct.
What happened?
You know, after my campaign, I called, I interacted with some INEC officials, with police, with army. I told them this is my story of how we can save our place. I told them that I don't want anybody to rig, that if I lose the election, I'll congratulate the winner. I asked them a question. I said, have you asked yourself why your salary cannot pay ordinary mortgage for you? They couldn't answer it. I then began to explain to them how these people steal our money and go and hide it in foreign banks. The same thing I told you earlier. And they bought it. They didn't allow any rigging, except in the Hitu bomber, where they almost killed one of my agents. And in Obo, they chased our agents into the bush. Thugs, over 100. You understand? I had to call the police to go there. The police couldn't do anything even. You know, and then some rigging in Okigwe, but really it was free and fair. You know, so I emerged. The APC candidate took me to court. I won. He took me to appeal. I won. The ABGA candidate, he withdrew his case. He felt that it was a free and fair election and that the winner had emerged. Then there was a party, a court that claimed that they were not on the ballot.
On the ballot paper.
They were on the ballot. It was a collusion between some people in INEC and the people from our court party. Because in the morning of that fateful election day, PDP noticed that Accord was not on Imo North ballot paper. They raised an alarm. In fact, at the last, I'll come to that. They raised an alarm. Then one INEC official, can't remember his name now. His name was mentioned at the stakeholders forum we heard the other day. He withdrew all the ballot papers and substituted it to that of Imo East. So I didn't know when I voted that I voted with Imo East. But when I heard, I called Dr. Abdo, I think the REC, okay, and the admin sec. I called them that day. They said no, you shouldn't worry. It was administrative in nature. That is not a problem. That INEC can deploy any one they want because it's not in the Electoral Act. The Electoral Act does not know anything about customized ballot paper. Do you understand? I said, okay, I relaxed. I was surprised. If you see, the first day I was in court, INEC did not have any legal representation. The lawyer they sent there didn't know what he was doing. Do you know that they didn't front load that most important exhibit, the ballot paper? It was not, they didn't submit it as an exhibit. It was only during cross-examination. They now asked the man, do you have evidence that that was what happened? The man said yes, and casually put his hand in his pocket and brought out the ballot paper, the witness, INEC witness. I fainted. I didn't know. I was in court. I fainted. There was no exclusion. So this rerun was not necessary. It was planned. It was properly planned and orchestrated. Now, to your question, on the fateful day set for the rerun was 20th, then 19th, when they were supposed to distribute the sensitive materials. APC sent thugs. They surrounded the INEC premises because by then the ABGA candidate had also stepped down from the race because he knew that the race Okigwe wanted Senator Athan Nneji Achonu to complete his 4 years and bring the dividends of democracy to them. Do you understand me? Yeah. Everywhere you went was Ago to Aka. That's one armed lion. That's what they call me. Everywhere you went, Ago to Aka. He knew. He stepped down. Then the APC candidate continued. So on that day, knowing that he was going to lose, he surrounded the entire INEC. At that point, I didn't know he was involved. He was doing the stakeholders forum. But how we knew that APC was involved was pictorial evidence of people from government house, officials leading the mob. There was one professor, one prof, who is one of the essays to the government. He was there. Then, on that day, Ben Wajimogu owned up, it's some video, we have evidence, that he was the one who sent the protesters. Even he went on FM, Hot FM, and also owned up that it was his supporters that went there and surrounded, and they used a tipper with chippings to block the entrance to INEC, one of the most sensitive government premises. Robbing. Do you know how much money the government budgeted for that rerun? So Benjamin and APC, and if you see the way he was even talking on radio with impunity, giving INEC condition that unless they meet those conditions, there will be no rerun. And up to today, he's working as a free man. It's part of the fact that we had written to INEC, we had written to Attorney General of Federation, we had written to the police that are here have started investigation. In fact, we were there today, he didn't show up. And he was in Abuja the day before yesterday. He flew with my wife into Abuja. He didn't show up. He claimed that he was sick. So they should now postpone it till next Tuesday. I quietly agreed. Because with this APC government, this is what we've been seeing. You know?
And now, that takes me to my next question. How much confidence do you have in the Buhari-led government? You know, the fight against corruption and everything. How much confidence would you say you have?
Well, I don't think that we can judge Buhari right now. This is our country. Let us be fair. Buhari just came in, even though they have not shown that they have any serious plan. Until we see the effect the budget will have on the economy, we cannot judge them really. And for the fact that he didn't set up government immediately means they were not ready for governance. That's number one. Because even an opposition party can form government while in opposition, so that when they take over, they start immediately, they hit the ground running. Do you understand? But let's still give them benefit of doubt. Do you understand? Even though all the people in APC, they were from PDP. So when they're talking of 16 years of misrule, I will laugh. I mean, it's unbelievable. This country is just, I don't know.
And now, seeing how politics is being practiced in this country, would you say that if any of your children says, okay, politics is the way to go, this is what I want to do, Daddy, you will, support?
That's okay. I gave you the example of my father. My father inspired me. The way he lived his life inspired me. Do you understand? So that's why I'm living mine the way I am right now. So I hope that I can inspire my child to be like me or to be better than I will be. Okay. Yeah.
Lastly, let me ask you one thing that you know about yourself that you think Nigerians deserve to know, but they do not know right now.
They will know when they read my memoirs.
Okay, well, I'd like to say a very big thank you for coming on the program. We have been speaking with Senator Athan Achonu. Of course, he's been letting us into his world, his plans for the people of Okigwe, and of course, everything. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
And of course, thank you very much for staying tuned to the program. I'm Jokeli Jadu. This is the Sunday Interview. We'll see you again next week. To every disability, they say there is an ability. You just have to find it. Having witnessed the Civil War as a boy soldier whose belief is to see every Nigerian live the life they deserve to live, our guest's passion for change is second to none. He is politically referred to as the one-armed lion and has gone 360 degrees with extreme wealth and extreme poverty. In case you're wondering who he is, you'll find out right after this break. This is the Sunday Interview. I'm Jokeli Jadu. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still the Sunday Interview. Our guest today has shown that disabilities cannot really stop you. They can only make you. He is Ikemba. He is also a senator representing Imo North Senatorial District in the upper chambers. He is Senator Athan Achonu. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
So I'm going to start like this, and this is how we normally start the show. Who exactly is Senator Athan Achonu?
Senator Athan Achonu is so many things to so many people. Well, you want to know how I see myself. I see myself as a freedom fighter. I see myself as somebody who would dedicate the rest of his life to actualize freedom of choice, equal opportunity, rule of law, and to eradicate corruption from this country. That's who I am.
So let me ask you what growing up was like for you. How did you grow up? Did you grow up with the silver spoon, the golden spoon, or maybe what people will call the wooden spoon? What was growing up like for you?
I would say it's wooden.
Wooden?
Wooden in the sense that my father was the first vice chairman of Mbano Division and subsequently two-time chairman Mbano Division. He was a very, very strict father. He was a headmaster, very strict disciplinarian. So, and I was very rascally, independent-minded as I was growing up. As a matter of fact, the first set of boy soldiers in Africa, I was among them. I enlisted at the age of 10.
Whoa.
Yes, I was ready to die to protect the lives of my parents, my siblings, and the rest of the Igbos as a result of the pogrom in the north.
Okay.
Yes, so wooden spoon in the sense that while I was growing up, we used to eat cassava raw. We used to eat lizards to stay alive during the Civil War.
Okay.
Yes. Snake was a delicacy because it tasted like chicken.
Wow.
We used to fight over egg yolk. When the Red Cross will come to share relief materials, you will see your friends, people you grew up with who have kwashiorkor. You'll be playing with them, they'll fall and die. You'll be hiding from air raids. You see, that's how I grew up.
And looking at you now and the man that you've become, who are some of the role models that you would say that have inspired you and have made you who you are today? People that you draw inspiration from, their lives, their stories. Who are they?
It's my father, really. My father, as chairman of Mbano Division, everything that is there today was what he built then. Even the hospitals, schools, the rural routes. Since then, there's really been no improvement on what he achieved. Do you understand? And he ended up a poor man.
Wow.
You understand? We only had a bungalow in the village, and then he had only one house in Umuahia. Only one house in Umuahia. Because as I was growing up, people would be commending me, talking about my father. Everywhere I went, say my father was good, was this, was that. So it really shaped my life. I determined that I was going to be better than my father. Yeah, so.
Okay, so that was it. Now let me ask you, you know, I know you're an active business person and combining it with politics cannot be easy at all. How do you relax?
How do I relax?
Yes.
I like music a lot.
Wow, what kind of music?
Good music, really. Can see here.
I saw pianos.
Yeah, piano, saxophone. I have violins. I have opera, actually. I have an orchestra that will come here, you know, like this parlor. The other parlor is where I entertain visitors. This one is like an opera house.
Wow.
Yes. And then I have this friend who grew up together. His name is Bello. So we planned that when we are 70, we are going to own a nightclub in Seychelles.
Wow.
I'll be the cashier so that I'll be holding the money. Bello will be the barman.
And since you're not 70 yet, I'm sure that...
No, as a matter of fact, I went with my wife to Seychelles. Yes, so our wedding anniversary to case the place, check it out.
Okay, so
yes.
So a nightclub might just
and we went to the only viable nightclub in Seychelles. And we visited it.
Okay, so maybe they should get ready for competition.
About a month ago.
Okay, now are you a football fan? Do you like football?
Yes,
like watching?
Arsenal, Barcelona. Those are my two teams.
Oh, okay.
Arsenal and
Did you
Barcelona.
play at any point while you were growing up?
As a matter of fact, I used to be a goalkeeper with my one arm for my house in Madonna High School. It was fun. So I will stay at one end of the post. Do you understand? So when they come, because my senior brother was a goalkeeper.
Okay.
So I tried to be like him. I was a school goalkeeper for some years.
For some years.
Yes,
so
it was fun actually.
You mentioned your arm. Can I ask you, I'm sure it's a very, very personal story, but I'd like to ask, what happened?
Actually, it was 2 days to the end of the Civil War. It was grenade explosion.
Wow.
Yes, they had blown up the Imo Bridge to stop the Nigerian troops, federal troops then from advancing, you know, because I was on the Biafran side. So we had blown up the bridge, come back to camp, flooding it. So I had to conscript a lot of people, my senior brother inclusive. So somehow, I don't know, up to today, I can't really explain what happened. Yes, the RP, a boy, Michael, my mate, was handling the grenade, and then so somehow the pin, I don't know what happened. So I had to wrest it from him to lob it away. It exploded in my arm. That's
very, you know, passionate, inspiring, and I don't know what to say. So let me ask you, are you a homely man? By homely man, I mean, do you cook? Do you help out in the kitchen?
When I was young, my mother told me that I would not live with a woman because of how good I am in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen.
Wow.
I cook very well. Yes, I'm a very good cook. As a matter of fact, it's my hobby. Wow. I cook. When I was a bachelor, I used to cook, invite all my friends. I used to cook a sauteed soup. I would invite all my friends to come and enjoy with me. And so once in a while now, when I have time, I cook for my wife.
Wow,
I also cook for my daughter, Berechi.
Okay. Okay, so we wanted to, you know, wow you with a dish, as in like we wanted to just spoil you. What kind of dish would you say is your favorite?
There is one meal I can eat like 3 times a day for like a week. It's called ukwa.
Ukwa.
Ukwa, yes.
Okay.
I can eat it like 3 times a day for a whole week.
Wow.
I love it so much.
Let's talk about your move into business. I gathered that you ventured into business quite early.
Yes.
As in, I think you were just about in your mid-20s. How did that start for you?
No, as a matter of fact, I made my first $1 million at the age of 19.
Wow.
Yes, I sold counterfeit detecting machines to ACB. ACB,
yeah.
African Continental Bank. Yes. So then I made about 800 and something thousand naira. I changed it to dollars, so I'll become a millionaire.
I can imagine that.
Then, also, Alfred Spiff, former governor of Rivers,
yes,
assisted me to sell some to Pan-African Bank then. That was the Rivers State Bank. Yes, I made quite a lot of money then, you know, as a young man.
And as a young man, you know, it's very easy for all that to get into your head.
It did.
How did you manage?
It did. No, it did. It did get into my head. You know, I used to read a lot of Hadley Chase. So I wanted to do everything movie stars used to do. So I ended up one night in a nightclub in London. I sniffed cocaine.
Wow.
So I got addicted to it. As a matter of fact, I ended up living under Costain Bridge in Lagos.
Jeez.
Yes.
Wow.
And then God came and saved me.
Wow, wow.
Yes.
That's a very interesting story.
Yes.
I didn't even know all this about you. I'm just finding out this. And I'm already shocked.
Yes.
So at what point, I know that, you know, as a businessman, you're a philanthropist. What inspires this part of you? This give back part of you?
If you know, you don't know my story. I've been through a lot. I've seen extreme wealth. I've seen extreme poverty. And I've seen extreme wealth again. So I have been on both divides.
You've gone 360 degrees.
Exactly. So I understand human nature. I understand poverty. I understand want. I understand need. So that is why people don't understand why I am who I am. You see, living under Costain Bridge, there was this beggar with the daughter that I had this board I used to cover myself with. Sometimes some robbers will come there to share their loot. For sometimes they will kick me. When I'll beg them for money, they will kick me. You know? So it opened my eyes. I know life. So that's why on the day I decided, because I've seen so much corruption. You see, it drives me crazy. Sometimes my first wife used to think I was crazy because I wake up around 3 a.m. in the morning, I begin to cry. I begin to wonder why the people who are supposed to know better are behaving the way they are behaving, running the economy down. Can you imagine why would a governor steal cash? Then he steals the cash, he will go and hide it in a foreign bank. A government official, governor, minister, permanent secretary, all of them are the same.
Yeah.
Or a head of state. They will steal this cash, they will take it, go and hide it in a foreign bank. Then they will not be able to borrow from that bank because they're not indigenous of that country. Now, because it's stolen money, they will hide it there. Then they will deplete the availability of money for our local banks. They will increase that of the foreign banks. Okay? Then interest rates will be going up here.
Because there's less money.
There's less money in the system. Because that money has left the system. Then white boy, when you now have big contracts, big projects like in gas, oil, and white boys will go and borrow because they have surplus. Borrow at a very low interest rate
from their own country.
From their own country, and this shut up with our money. Come back here, intimidate us, take the same business from us, take the profit again out of this country. So you see the vicious circle we go through. So when I think about, and then look, why steal cash when you can use that money, build a refinery, build a gas plant, build a phosphate plant, chemical plant, then own 20%.
Yeah.
Own 20% of it through proxies is better. Then you have created employment, you have created wealth. The money is still remaining here.
Yeah.
So when I think about these things, you know, it drove me. In fact, the last one that really made me decide to go into politics was something to do with the president over this fuel subsidy. I had these ideas I wanted the government to implement. We wouldn't have had fuel subsidy issues today. As a matter of fact, that time they had the last crisis during the Jonathan administration. I invited all the labor leaders to this house. Abdul Wahab, Pengason, Nupeng, everybody came here. We agreed, and the TUC. I brought this idea, and they all loved it. By now, we would have had so many modular refineries all over the country. And I even got funding for it. I arranged funding. I arranged conditions that would have made it work. In fact, I enlisted the help of former Benue State Governor to talk to Mr. President on their trip to Australia. You know, Mr. President was receptive at first, but suddenly I don't know what happened.
Wow, we've been having such an interesting discussion with Senator Athan Achonu. We'll go for a short break now, and when we come back, we'll be delving right into politics. Stay with us.